जोर मचा दो शोर कि दुनिया हिल जुल जाए हाथ ऊपर करके बोलो ये खेल ही मन को भाए दिल की पुकार है यही प्यार है अब झूम के बोलो तुम जज्बा अंगार है तैयार है ललकार के बोलो तुम चल जोश दिखा दे तू और बाजा बजा दे तू मैदान सजा दे तू ये खेल दीवानों का चल जोश दिखा दे तू और बाजा बजा दे तू मैदान सजा दे तू ये खेल दीवानों का चल जोश दिखा दे तू और बाजा बजा दे तू मैदान सजा दे तू ये खेल दीवानों का
Hello and welcome to PSL Reviews. My name is Ali Yunus and what an exciting day of cricket it was for PSL. We saw such a nail-biter between Islamabad United and Peshawar Zalmi. It was another thriller, another last ball finish, another excellent game of cricket. But Peshawar Zalmi held their nerves to win it by 4 wickets. We're going to talk about this and we're going to also talk about the second match that is being played between Quetta Gladiators and Multan Sultan. But first of all, I'd like to introduce you to my guest, Mr. Ali Mehdi. Ali, first of all, happy belated birthday.
Thank you very much.
We didn't know yesterday, otherwise we would have cut your cake on the show.
Thank you.
Right, Ali, PSL, what an exciting games. Every game is going to the nerves, every game is going to the wire. I mean, you don't get to see this in any other league.
I mean, this is why they say that PSL is among the top 3 leagues in the world. I think it's probably in the top 2. It's definitely amongst the top 2. The thing with the PSL is that, you know, every year as the league has actually grown, you've seen better matches, close finishes, thrillers. I mean, this is what makes it such an exciting brand too, and it's been just brilliant for the brand itself. And now that we're into the second half of the group stage, it's now really heating up, and we just don't know who's actually going to go to the next round.
Absolutely, it's so competitive. The teams are so well balanced. The foreign players who are giving their best in PSL. I have never seen Darren Semi play like this. Is unfit, but he's giving his 100% as you spoke about it yesterday. I mean, that's such a good thing for the game.
I think we had a very interesting conversation yesterday, and you did ask me about Darren Sami, and I told you that, you know, it's not only his leadership skills, it's not only his aura, he's very charismatic, but at the same time, he probably isn't bowling, and he used to be a very useful bowler. Let's not forget, this is somebody who started off as a bowling all-rounder, but he's getting important runs. I mean, whenever they find themselves in a pickle, in a difficult situation, you know, the captain, he actually raises his hand and rescues the team.
He led by front, right?
Yeah, and that partnership with Liam Dawson, about 70 runs, that is what actually laid the platform for Peshawar Zalmi to win. 5 for 84, it looked like Islamabad United might run away with it, but I mean, huge credit to not only Liam Dawson but Darren Sami for actually shepherding Peshawar Zalmi to a very important win.
Absolutely, and they've certainly got something from the Peshawar Zalmi owner too. I've heard the team has been taken out for a dinner with families. I think that's a good gesture shown by Javed Afridi.
No, this is the best thing about Peshawar Zalmi. The owner Javed Afridi, he actually treats all the players, he treats them as a family. I mean, there's a huge camaraderie amongst the team too, and when you have that sort of camaraderie, I mean, that brings out the best in the players, and that is the reason why they're doing so well and they're on top of the table.
Absolutely. With that, let's talk to Abdul Ghaffar, the media manager of Peshawar Zalmi. Hello, Ghaffar.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing today? Must be a very good day for you guys.
Yes, sir. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much. And obviously, Peshawar Zalmi doing great in the PSL 4, and what a match today. I think we all should have enjoyed this match, because one of the best PSL matches in my opinion, because it was not even decided yet. The last ball was delivered, and even, you know, that when the last ball required 4 runs needed, so most of the time bowling side is actually in the favorable position, because you need to hit a 1 boundary. But credit goes to Darren Sami, Liam Dawson, and I think this win is actually indicate that Peshawar Zalmi is a very, very balanced side, and especially they have a very good depth in batting. Mind you that I really appreciate the Islamabad United here as well, because they fought very well, and to be honest, they bowled very decently in the death overs as well. They have a plan to bowl wider and in a very fuller length. But I think that no ball, I think that actually turned the game.
That 13th over of Fahim Ashraf, I would like to talk about that. That changed the whole game for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. I think the most cherished moment for the Peshawar Zalmi of this match is that when they lost Karim Pollard, most of the people, especially the cricket fans, the expert, they actually are talking about that now. It is very, very impossible for Peshawar Zalmi to win from here. But the great sign for any team is that they played like a team. Pollard not chipping today, but Liam Dawson and Darren Sammy make sure that they cross. They managed to cross the line, and I think this is the best part about Team Zalmi, that they are actually, in my opinion, not playing 100% to their potential, because some of other players not in the best of form. But the best thing about it is that they're playing like a team, and I think credit goes to both teams for today's match, because the way the match is played in a very good spirit, the way Islamabad United bowlers try to execute their plans for the death bowling, and I think credit goes to in the end Peshawar Zalmi, especially Liam Dawson, who hit a very nerve. I think this is the best way to finish the match. I'm lost of words.
Credit must go to Darren Sammy also, the way he played. I mean, he's not 100%, but he gives his 100% commitment to the team.
Yeah, exactly, Ali, because he is the captain of Peshawar Zalmi, and I think one of very few captains of any league in the world who will actually own his team. He owned Peshawar Zalmi, he owned Peshawar like his chairman Javed Afridi. Obviously, the owner always owned the team more than anyone. But the way Peshawar Zalmi being owned by Darren Sammy, being owned by Hassan Ali, being owned by Wahab Riyad, and I listened to your guest as well before my part, that Peshawar Zalmi best thing is because they are actually played and stay like a family. And the reason Hassan Ali gave 1 or 2 days before today's match, that he actually enjoyed Peshawar Zalmi for 2 reasons. Whenever we lost, whenever we won, we actually won and lost as a team. We never talk about individuals. Whenever we won, we celebrate, and whenever we lost, we actually think together what we can do better for the next game.
Absolutely, with celebration. I just got to know that you are celebrating the victory today also. Javed Afridi taking out the team, and their families out today.
Yes, Ali, as they said, that team eat together, stays together.
Absolutely.
So I think this is the best way to actually gather the guys after a very hard-fought win. And obviously, you know that the league system is you have to play back-to-back matches. So Javed bhai always thinking about this factor that players should have their time for relaxing and they chit-chat together. And this is the best thing about any team, that actually after match to combine again, because team meetings and other thing actually goes together. But whenever you relaxing together as well, also eat together, this is the time which actually team bounds well, team gels well, and this is the result we actually seen in the ground as well.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for being on the line, Abdul Ghaffar. Yeah, and very best of luck for the matches to come. I mean, that's such a great thing. I mean, Javed Afridi, the way he keeps his team together.
I mean, it just shows great unity amongst that team, and it shows that, Javed Afridi, how much he cares for this team, how much he's invested in them, and the fact that, they're like a family, like they're like a band of brothers. I mean, and one thing I wanted to point out over here is that you see the great unity amongst that team. When they win together, they celebrate together. When they lose together, if they're not pointing fingers at the person who got hit for like plenty of runs, who actually didn't perform with the bat, they lose as a band of brothers, and then they also try to learn from their mistakes. This is why Peshawar Zalmi are performing so well, and at the same time, they know how to actually buck each other up and back each other, so they can actually perform better in the next matches to come.
Absolutely, and today was certainly that team effort that won them the match today.
Yeah, it was a certain team effort. I mean, you see today that, the likes of Hassan Ali, we know what he brilliant bowler is. He is on top of the table in terms of taking wickets. He has the purple cap now. Other than that, we saw the partnership, like I mentioned before, between Darren Sammy and Liam Dawson, that actually helped them. They were in a very sticky situation. Islamabad United were in the driving seat, but the way Darren Sammy Liam Dawson rescued them. It just shows that they have match winners in that team. Even if the team is not performing, you have one or two players who perform, and that's actually what helps you win these matches.
Right, with performance, let's see the top performers of the match today, of the first match. Yes, Cameron Dalport, he finally coming up to the body and scoring runs for Islamabad United. He scored 71 runs off 55 balls, 8 fours with 1 6. I think this was a very crucial inning by Cameron Dalport. He was not performing that good from the last few matches, but he proved his abilities today.
He's proved his worth, and the best thing about him, he actually opened the batting too.
Another good pick by Islamabad United, Phil Salt. I think he's the best of the pick so far that I've seen. He scored 28 runs of just 18 balls with 5 fours. I mean, somebody you can rely on in the middle orders.
And not only that, he was finding the gaps and he was getting the runs.
Yes, and the seasoned campaigner Wahab Riaz, I mean, it's so difficult to play with the old ball. He would just bowl 4 overs, 20 runs and 2 wickets. He's amazing with the old ball.
He's amazing because you have 5 economy rate. That was brilliant.
Hassan Ali also bowled 4 overs with 24 runs and 2 wickets. I think he's in the form of his life. He's bowling so well off the wicket. He's getting that pace off the wicket.
Yeah, it was absolutely
great. Sam Sheikh was also impressive early on in his inning. 3 overs for 30. It was a little expensive, but he came back well for that 2 wickets he got.
Yeah, those 2 wickets were very handy. Look, he's the emerging pick. He did very well.
Liam Dawson, I think he's been the most impressive of batsmen in Peshawar Zalmi's side, scoring 52 crucial runs of 35 balls, 3 fours and 3 huge sixes.
It was a complete all-round performance by him, 52 and then also getting
And the captain, fantastic, I call him Darren Sammy, 40 much needed runs and of just 29 balls, 2 fours and 2 very crucial sixes.
He played that anchor role along with this Liam Dawson.
Yeah, Shadab Khan also tried his best, but I think he was bowled out a little early in the inning. I think the captain should have kept his 1 over at least for Darren Sammy. He bowled 4 overs for 21 runs and 2 good wickets.
I think this Sammy got it a bit wrong. He should have kept him for the later part of the innings.
And Zafar Gaur, I think he was the best of the pick today for Islamabad United. It was much needed for somebody like that to come into as a left-arm spinner who bowled 3.1 overs for 24 and 2 wickets.
Ali, you know, the most mind-boggling thing selection by Islamabad United is why don't they play Zafar Gohar? He gets so much break off the wicket. He gets to turn the ball, so much deviation off the pitch. He's the one bowler. He can actually change the match too. It's just annoying to see somebody with so much talent not being given a good run of games, because he's so talented. He can actually break partnerships and he's very difficult to score.
I think they were relying on Sumit Patel as a batsman because he has 25 centuries for his county. So that must be the reason that Sumit Patel was playing.
No, it's an interesting point, but at the same time, Zafar Gohar gets something off the wicket. Look, Sumit Patel, he bowls wicket to wicket. He actually bombards the ball to the pads. Zafar Gohar, what he does is he actually turns the ball. He gets so much deviation. He's probably nothing. He can't really bat to, but at the same time, to win T20 matches, you need to take wickets. You need to slow down the run rate, and that's exactly what Zafar Gohar did today.
Absolutely. So at the start of the game, when Islamabad United scored 176 runs, they must have fancied their chances today against Peshawar Zalmi.
I thought they got off to a great start. I thought they played extremely well. I mean, I think Dalport was on fire today. And why was he on fire? Ali, because he opened the batting. That is his comfortable position. He was given the license, the freedom of license to actually go against the ball, to hit the ball freely, hit it on its merit. And he played extremely well for his runs too. At the same time, he combined well with Phil Salt, and everybody actually did very well up top too. It's only even in the bowling department, they did very well. They restricted Peshawar to about 84 for 5, and at that moment we thought that they were going to run away with it.
Absolutely. Until the 13th over, the king was won by Islamabad United until that Fahim Ashraf bowled the over for 27 runs.
I mean, that over just gave it away. It was complete. It was in their hands. I would say that they actually lost a match from the jaws of victory.
Yes, absolutely. They should have won it. Islamabad would be very lucky that they had not got these crucial 2 points.
I mean, I think Islamabad will rue this. Why? Because it's so tight up top. Now you see Quetta Gladiators, they're on the verge of victory against Multan Sultans. At the same time, the Peshawar Zalmi up top now. They're 10 points from about 8 games. So, I mean, every match counts so much. If you want to qualify for Qualifier 1, you need to win every match from now on end.
Absolutely. And yes, we have Mr. Javed Afridi, the owner of Peshawar Zalmi, with us on the call. Hello, Javed bhai. Oh, it's been dropped. We will try to get back to him. Yeah, please. We were talking about Islamabad United's good efforts. I mean, I would say they really stuck into the Peshawar Zalmis.
They really stuck. And the best thing about these two teams is, you see, there's a lot of unity, camaraderie, but at the same time, Ali, if you look historically over the past 3 years, 4 years, Islamabad United and Peshawar always produce the best games. You remember the final last year? It was a
so competitive to each other.
It's so competitive. Even in the previous match too, they were so competitive. Islamabad played out Peshawar Zalmi, but this match, it was written in the stars that Islamabad United would win. But when you have the likes, the quality of Darren Sammy, Leon Thompson in your ranks, then you can't count out anything.
Okay, we've been connected back with Mr. Javed Afridi. Hello, Javed bhai.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone.
First of all, many congratulations for an amazing victory today.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to the whole Zalmi fans as well. It's been an amazing victory, and it was such a lovely moment what we saw today at the White Stadium.
It must be a great morale booster for the team, and you yourself winning from Islamabad United.
Oh, definitely, because we had a very good contest a few years back as well, and even this time I was telling to Darren Sammy that Darren, this one is pretty much important for us, that it needs, and definitely it will get our morale high, our team morale high, and it was a good win though, and Islamabad, yes, definitely, no doubt, they were champions for 2 times, so the win was very much important for us.
Yes, we were just talking about the game that whenever Islamabad United and Peshawar Zalmi plays to each other, it's always an amazing game. Is there something specific about this?
Actually, let me tell you about this, that every game is very much important for in this next round after the 5 matches what we played, and finish off in a good way in Sharjah, and then we had a good start here in Dubai as well with a good victory yesterday, and even today as well. So now we are moving to Abu Dhabi, and it's all because of the praise. It's all because of the boys' efforts that they come up with this challenge in such a way that we are on the top of the table right now. And I'm pretty much satisfied with my team and the players, the way they gel their team, the way they make the go towards inshallah to the eliminators in a good way. And I'm pretty much hopeful that they will make some good few further more successes in the further games ahead, inshallah.
Absolutely, and we want to thank you also for convincing all your foreign players to come to Pakistan and play. Have they all agreed?
Definitely, Ali, this is much important for us. Actually, the Zalmi family, I'll tell you again, it's not just about cricket only. We want to revive the cricket back home in Pakistan, and we will definitely play our important role. Whatever we can do, it will be only for Pakistan, and inshallah, my whole team will be coming to Pakistan.
And we heard that you're taking your team out for dinner. Where are you guys going today?
Exactly, we are at one of the Persian restaurants here in Dubai right now, and they are all celebrating, and we are celebrating Liam Dawson's birthday as well.
Right, that is such an excellent thing from you. Thank you so much, Javed bhai, for the time. We'll inshallah to speak to you very soon again. I mean, such a great gesture, such a nice man, Javed Afridi. I mean, he take care of his team so much.
Incredible scenes there. It just shows that, I mean, he is a real team owner, and it just shows what a sweet person he is, and how much he cares for this team. He's invested so heavily in this team. He's cared so much for them, and the fact that the team is giving back to him, it just shows that what an amazing bond all of them have with each other.
And they're such a settled team, and they don't make many changes. They're happy with their combination, whatever they have. I mean, they're the team that have the least number of changes in the side.
It just shows that they have a best 11 team. When you have 10, 11 players who are actually the best 11 amongst a squad of players, they're not rotating much unless required to. I think Ibtisam Sheikh is the only one who actually came into the team too. It just shows that all of them are performing well. All of them are actually on good form. They're consistent too. It just shows that they have faith in these best 11 teams, and it's so competitive amongst all the players too. So I mean, this is the recipe for their success.
Absolutely. And one more thing that I will add here, that their bowling attack. I mean, you can always get the runs in the front, but they don't let you score runs in those death overs. I mean, they're so good with those reverse swing.
Yeah, of course. When you have the likes of Wahab Riaz, and you have the likes Wahab Wahab Riaz, and then you have the likes of Hassan Ali, it's always going to be very difficult. We know Wahab Riaz on his day is just very deadly with when the ball, when it reverses, and Hassan Ali too with his variations, he's very difficult to get across. So I mean, when you have the quality in the ranks of those two bowlers, it's going to be very difficult to score against them.
Absolutely. They say the winning team, the best teams, somehow or the other, somebody performs every day. So it was Liam Dawson and Darren Semi that performed at the crucial time.
And the thing, Ali, about this team is that it's not only one player who's performing. It's not only Hassan Ali, or it's not anybody else, whether Imam ul Haq, or they're
not looking at each other. They're not taking it on themselves.
They're taking it out on themselves. If it's not one person, another player will perform too. They're all very consistent, but you always have a different player who's actually going to come out on top. You didn't expect Liam Dawson to do very well today. The other day it was Umar Amin has been very consistent too. Imam has been very good. Hassan Ali has been the match winner, but Liam Dawson burst out of the scene. It just shows that they have a match winner, but every time the match winner is different, and that's the recipe for the success of a team.
Absolutely. And yeah, we just got the news that Quetta has beaten Multan Sultan by 6 wickets. I think that was on the cards once you scored 122 Multan Sultan. That's on the card that you're not going to beat Quetta Gladiators like with 122.
A very poor performance by Multan Sultans. You expect so much from them. I mean, once again, Jonathan Charles was their highest scorer too. You don't have any other batsman who's performing other than Jonathan Charles. He did well yesterday too. I mean, Shoaib Malik again was very slow. I mean, got Dan Christian run out today. Yeah. So I mean, it's just not working for them. They're trying hard, but I don't see any sort of uniformity. There's no consistency over there, and that's the reason that all the other teams are taking advantage of them. And if it does look like now after 8 games played that Multan Sultan will probably end up with the wooden spoon.
Absolutely. We'll talk about this match later, but let's give some credit to Islamabad United boys. I mean, they're all young boys, no big star, and they're giving a tough competition to somebody like Peshawar Zalmi.
Yeah, they're giving great. And let's not forget another thing with Islamabad United. Islamabad United don't have a natural leader. I think, Ali, that's hurting them, and that's going to hurt them in the deep end of this tournament. When they go into the knockout round, you need a captain. When you're in a difficult situation, you need a person with leadership skills. You saw that with Misbah ul Haq over the past 2 seasons. This year they don't have that sort of. I think that will really hurt them. Yes, they have youngsters. They're doing very well. They're playing their part. But when you don't have a natural leader who can take those difficult decisions at the critical moments, that's actually what's going to come and hurt you the most.
Yes, and we saw that in the end when they were bowling with the Sami was bowling the last over, and he didn't realize the field was a very negative field for last 3 to 4 overs. They had point back, they had extra cover back and bowling right out of the off stump.
Yeah, it was very strange. I mean, having the fielders on the deep cover and then deep point to it just didn't make sense. And you see the balls which he was bowling, he wasn't bowling with any variations, bowling some full tosses to bowling in the slot too. So I mean, the batsmen are going to take full advantage of that. When you're supposed to bowl with variation, bowl some bounces to slow bounces to, you're not doing that. He's such an experienced campaigner, but I really think that he gave it away because it was in Islamabad's hands which they gave away.
Absolutely. Once you have that such a negative field setting, you won't be able to bowl any different delivery, any variety, because you have all this. You have to bowl according to that negative field that you have set.
You have to bowl, and if you get it slightly wrong, Ali, then you're going to suffer the repercussions. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what Liam Dawson hit it straight down the ground, because this Sami didn't bowl well, and then he was even bowled a full touch. He was smacked over mid wicket for 6. So I mean, you have to. The problem with this negative field is that you have to. It's a very narrow margins. If you don't bowl within those narrow margins, you're going to be smacked all over the ground.
Absolutely. And what do you make of the table now? What do you make of Islamabad United? Would they be struggling, or do you think they'll go along to number 3? position?
No, I think Islamabad United are still very much amongst, they're fighting for those top two positions, which will help them qualify for qualifier 1. But at this moment, it does look like they really did miss out on a golden opportunity over here. They're on 8 points right now. They played 8 matches. They have 2 games to go. They need to win their next 2 games. I'm pretty sure, looking at the table, that they're going to finish in the top 4. It's whether they're going to finish in those top 2 positions or they're going to fight it off in the eliminator.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the second match that was played between Quetta Gladiators and Bulletin Sultan. I mean, once you score 122, there's nothing much left in the match.
I mean, it was a very poor performance, like I mentioned earlier. 122 on this placid wicket. I mean, seriously, they should have done better. I mean, the owners should not only be on the captain but on all the players, other than Jonathan Charles, who's performing well. Yes, Dan Christian has done well in a match or 2, but nobody else. I mean, Shoaib Malik, he's playing very slowly. He got another player.
What's up with this Shoaib Malik? And we spoke about this another day, and with his run-outs, I mean, what's wrong with him? Either he gets himself run out, or his other partner gets it.
I think we spoke about this, Ali, in great detail.
And today even, you got Daniel Christian run out.
Ali, we spoke in great detail that there's not much communication with him and the other players too. I mean, he's very hesitant while running in the wickets too. There's no communication lines. He's not sure whether to take singles or not. He's not getting the boundary. So he's obviously under a lot of pressure. He has to rotate the strike. If you have to rotate the strike, then make sure that you communicate with your partner. If you're not going to do that, there's obviously going to be commotion and you're going to cause some runouts.
And certainly you have to take care of your partner too. If you're quick, you can take quick singles. That does not necessarily mean that your partner is that quick also. So you got to take care of your partner also.
And you need to do that. I mean, we saw what he did today. I mean, previously he got Shahid Afridi run out too, and himself too. So I mean, you need to take care of your partners too. And another thing with Shoaib Malik, I just feel that right now he's not scoring at a good rate. There's only so much he can do. He can play that anchor role, but there are not enough power hitters other than Jonathan Charles who can actually come and bash the ball and get some important runs for them.
You see Peshawar Zalmi qualifying to the top 4 now?
I think Peshawar Zalmi are going to top the table.
No, sorry, Bulletin Sultan.
I think looking at the table, looking at their team, they are the one team out of all 6 teams who has the least balance. They have some experienced campaigners, but I think they're past their time for T20 cricket. There's not much consistency over there because they don't have enough match winners, and they don't have a balanced side. I actually do feel that since they've already played 8 matches, only 4 points, they're going to finish.
They're in trouble, I guess, in this PSL. Okay, let's talk about the brilliance of Quetta Gladiators. I mean, perfect pick. I think that today this was the best 11 they could have played. They got in Divine Bravo's there for him. They brought in Ahmed Shahzad. Yeah, so that was a good thing, I think.
Yeah, I think it was very good for Ahmed Shahzad. I mean, look, he's gotten a lot of negative feedback. There's been a lot of criticism of him, but we need to give him chances. He hasn't played Ali since the first match. I mean, when he got
first 2 matches.
First 2 matches, I beg your pardon. But in the first match, it was Hassan Ali who got him plumb in front of the wicket. He hasn't been given an opportunity, so it was good that the team management thought of their pool of players and gave him an opportunity. He came at number 3, he did okay. But it just, you need to instill confidence in them, because if there's any injuries to the team when they come to Pakistan, then you probably
should be ready. He should be in the match form.
He should be in the match form. He should be ready to grab his opportunity and grab it with both hands.
Right. Okay. With that, let's look at the points table right now. What changes have been, like Peshawar Zalmi topping the group, Quetta with 5 wins, 2 losses with 10 points. I think these 2 teams, Quetta Gladiators, it's the same results, 10 points. I think these teams, these 2 are surely through.
They're surely through. If you see Peshawar Zalmi, Quetta Gladiators on 10 points, 7 matches they played, I can't see anybody challenging them for those top 2 positions other than Islamabad United.
Yes, Islamabad United have played 8 matches so far with 4 wins and 4 losses for their 8 points, and then come Lahore Qalandars with 7 matches, 3 wins, 4 losses for 6 points, and Karachi Kings with them for 7 matches, same sort of results, 7 matches, 3 wins, 4 losses for 6 points, and Multan Sultan pretty disappointing, 8 matches, 2 wins and 6 losses with only 4 points. So it looks like that it's between Lahore Qalandars and Karachi Kings for that 4th slot.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I mean, I can't wait for these last few matches. Who's going to qualify? There's going to be a lot of needle between those two, that who's actually going to grab that 4th position. I genuinely feel that Quetta Gladiators and Peshawar Zalmi are going to finish in the top 2 positions. Islamabad have enough quality in their ranks to finish 3rd, but it's who's going to grab that 4th position, because Karachi and Lahore are even Steven right now, any of one of those two, and because they are playing in Pakistan, they'll be playing on their home grounds too. There's a lot of motivation, there's a lot of belief that they actually can play they can actually play in the eliminator and qualify in their home grounds.
And not to forget, they both have 3 matches to go, and Islamabad United only have 2 matches, so they can both challenge Islamabad United for the 3rd and 4th place.
Yeah, they can challenge Islamabad too. Islamabad, that's why I said, Ali, previously, Islamabad missed a golden opportunity. Had they won, they would have been comfortably sitting at 10 points too, so they probably might do this chance. But at the same time too, Lahore and Karachi still have a lot of work to do. They have 3 matches. If they can go on a stretch of winning 2 out of their 3 matches, then it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to miss out of those 2.
Absolutely. And having Dwayne Bravo in your side, Quetta Gladiator, must be very confident now with him, the way he bowled today.
I mean, he's such an important asset to them. He's the most consistent and he's the most experienced T20 campaigner probably in the league right now. He plays everywhere. He played 10 days ago, he played in the Big Bash final for Melbourne Stars. And so, I mean, he's the sort of player, he's focusing on global T20 cricket, and now with his wealth of experience over there, I think he's going to make the little bit of a difference and now has probably helped Quetta end that run of 2 defeats in the past few matches.
And it just gives such confidence to the team that having somebody like Dwayne Bravo in your side who can turn the game either with the ball or with the bat also. He has the capabilities of doing with both.
The best thing about him, he's an all-rounded player. I mean, the ball, he has those varieties, he can get you important wickets, he can break partnerships, but at the same time, when you need somebody to help you with the bat, he can get some important runs.
Absolutely. With that, I just like to talk about these foreigner players, the way they're playing, the way they're putting in effort. You look at A.B. de Villiers, you look at Lamachane, you look at Darren Sammy, Pollard. They're all into PSL. They're not like taking it for granted.
No, they're taking it very seriously.
Yes.
That's actually what's helping the brand of the PSL, and at the same time, which has helped make PSL a global force right now. I mean, these players, they actually care so much about the PSL. And look, PSL, the local players are going to do as much as they can to promote it. But if you want to promote it on an international front, you need these international superstars. And the fact that they care so much for their franchises just shows that what an important brand PSL is.
When Lamachane played, he had
when it took place, the PCB conducted it. I didn't think there was a balanced side put over there. Then you had new owners there, so they've been through a lot over the past. In this season too. I think this is a good learning curve for them. And the next season, by the time the new owners are settled in their position, they probably can get some fresh new players and then challenge for the top positions in the PSL.
Yeah, probably they should focus more on cricket rather than their social media campaign. The focus was on over there, most of it. Okay, let's talk about the youngsters that we have come up in this PSL today. Have you seen Hasnain ball? I mean, he was the only one who's bowled 150 clicks. I mean, that's such a huge thing for Pakistan cricket.
I mean, it was amazing. Who thought that was coming, especially on these very dire tracks, in these very hot conditions, to 150 clicks. I mean, he's one definitely for the future. Yeah. We keep on talking about for the Pakistan cricket team, you need somebody who's bowling at 150 clicks, a fast bowler. Here's somebody with 150 clicks. Yeah,
we've been looking for such bowlers that who could bowl 150 plus, and yes, I think that's a surprise. Pakistan cricket having somebody like
a huge surprise, and this is the beauty of the PSL. I mean, you have so many players who've actually gone into the Pakistan cricket team, PSL brand too. So I mean, here we have somebody bowling at 150. If he bowls consistently, who knows, he probably would be a future for
will be. So now cricket PSL moves to our new atmosphere. You see teams changing something, some strategy.
PSL is finally coming to Abu Dhabi. I mean, the first and then after the second, so it's going to be a new dynamic over there. Slightly bigger ground, bigger boundary. It's going to be a very interesting. To adjust important for the curator that to make sure that he actually that he has competitive wickets over there. He has wickets which actually help both batsmen and bowlers, because traditionally the thing with Abu Dhabi is that, as you mentioned, it's a turning wicket. It's very slow. The ball stays low over there. So hopefully, it's a competitive wicket, you have high scoring games, and at the same time the ball comes onto the bat.
Right. And finally, your words on all these Zalmi. You heard from Javed Afridi that players have agreed to come to Pakistan and play here. It's such a good news.
I mean, Javed Afridi is an amazing ambassador for the PSL. He's helped them so much. I mean, the fact that we keep on going on that we want teams, foreign players to come to Pakistan. This is the third consecutive year that all the foreign players for Peshawar Zalmi are going to come from Pakistan, are going to come and play for in Pakistan. I think the other franchises can learn a bit from Javed Afridi's sort of the way
Karachi has also announced that
they missed that extra this superstar factor. In 2017 we had the same situation, even though they were the best team. It's important they get the best players.
Right. With Quetta, let's look at the card of the second match that was played between Quetta and Multan. Johnson Charles, he's always been there in the runs. I wonder, I will be surprised that why wasn't he played earlier in the tournament. He scored 46 runs and quick runs of this 36 balls. with 5 fours and 1 6.
I mean, Ali, the thing is that he's just been Mr. Consistent.
Yeah, Shoaib Malik, 21 of 24. He was I think a bit slow in today in the middle orders. That we didn't see the usual Shoaib Malik that we see. Only scored 21 runs, a bit slow on the slower side of 24 balls with only 1 4 and a 6.
Yeah, it just makes no sense.
He bowled 4 wickets on his birthday.
Yeah, I mean, he did very well on his birthday. He played a very rash shot to get out, making only 1 run, but he to some extent recovered, and he actually got the 2 openers. He bowled them both too. So, I mean, whilst the Multan didn't play, the only 2 bright spots they had was one Jonathan Charles and second Afridi, who actually got 2 wickets for 18 runs.
Absolutely, and we wish that Multan Sultan, till the next time they can get their 11 right, because till now they haven't got their 11 right.
Yeah, they haven't got their 11 right, and they haven't really
because
done much.
We heard so much about them. They're such a big team, big player. Shahid Afridi, Shoaib Malik is there. You know, it's so
Jonathan Charles.
It's so disappointing that they're at this position now.
It's very disappointing. They're at the foot of the table too, and I mean, it just doesn't look like they're going to actually they're going to have a go at the top 4 positions. They're probably going to finish last too. And the reason for run to the knockout rounds, which hopefully they should qualify, they need the international players to come to Pakistan. If the international players do not come to Pakistan, I believe that they don't deserve to win the PSL title.
And probably they will not, because they have such a good balance with Shane Watson, Willie Russo, and now Dwayne Bravo. That would be so unfortunate that we will not be able to see them if they don't come to Pakistan.